CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Tuesday, September 13th, 2016. If you want to follow us on Twitter, please go to CATEX TV. We're still in Monte Carlo at the annual reinsurance rendezvous. Today is day 2. It's very warm here. People were wilting in the heat yesterday at their many meetings outside at the Café de Paris. One of the big bits of news came when Stephen Catlin, the founder of the eponymous Catlin Syndicates, which was then sold to XL, now XL Catlin, said that he believes that the protracted soft market could actually prompt an overreaction when it finally does end. Catlin noted that if a big loss occurs or a cash flow downturn, or cash flow turns negative, the change could come very quickly and very sharply. One of the things that Catlin alluded to was a so-called cash flow downturn. This is a theme that's begun to be picked up here in the past few days, and that would be that an event that's equally as negative for the insurance industry and reinsurance industry as a mega catastrophe would be the insolvency of a major reinsurance company. A number of reinsurers are said to be running very close to the edge in terms of financial reserves because of the protracted period of low pricing. How true that is, nobody quite knows. The UK government indicates that they intend to have their insurance-linked securities rules in place by 2017. This had been planned for later this year, but it was put off because of the Brexit vote. Meanwhile, there were two very sharp earthquakes in South Korea yesterday. The first was a 5.1. About 50 minutes later, a 5.8 earthquake occurred. It's the strongest earthquake in 38 years. Both earthquakes occurred in the same area near Jeonju City. No reports of any damage or injuries. Yesterday, Hillary Clinton had to cancel a 2-day campaign trip to California because of doctor's orders as a result of her pneumonia, information about which was released yesterday. Mrs. Clinton plans to release much more information about her health situation later this week. Thus far, the response from the Trump camp has been relatively muted, at least for him. Tropical storm Ian has intensified. This had been referred to as Tropical Depression 10 yesterday. It's now a tropical storm. It has sustained winds of about 45 miles per hour. It's 1,000 miles southeast of Bermuda. Does not pose any immediate threat to the land at the moment. Meanwhile, Wells Fargo CEO John Stumpf has been called in front of the Senate Banking Committee to testify on September 20th. This would be next week. Mr. Stumpf, of course, has been called in as a result of the news that broke over the weekend of Wells Fargo opening millions of accounts fraudulently on behalf of customers in order to generate sales commission fees. And then yesterday morning, 2 American Air Force B-1B bombers flew across the South Korean peninsula at a relatively low altitude. The intent of the exercise was to demonstrate to the South Koreans that the American nuclear umbrella over South Korea remains intact, and that the latest nuclear test by the North Korean regime does not deter the United States' efforts to maintain security for South Korea. One wonders whether or not those bombers should have flown over North Korea. The temperature today here is expected to once again be very warm. SCORE CEO Denise Kessler is having a news conference at about 10:30 this morning. We intend to go to that. There have been a number of developments yesterday here, mainly all centered around the fact that the news coming from the brokers is that rate decreases for January 1st for the renewals are still expected to continue to occur, as much as 5% at least for North American business, which has been expected to at least plateau. That does not seem to be the case. That's the news from Monaco. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you